Okay, I think we're all good now, so we should be able to get going.
Okay, cool. So I guess I won't introduce the whole game again, but we're going to be running Telocation Gemini, an awesome game for the N64, and we're going to be doing 100%. And I'll get back to the main menu here, and time is going to start when I hit select on single player, which I'll do in 3, 2, 1, go. Alrighty, so the story of this game is we are crash landing on a planet. We don't have enough fuel to get home. We are on this planet and we got to collect these gems to refuel our ship and get us back to where we need to go. So this first level, we're introduced to our first character, which is this tiny little astronaut who can move pretty quickly and can jump. And we got to pick up these 3 gems and then get to the end warp platform. And that's basically how each of these levels goes. In a couple levels, we're going to be introduced to our second character, which is when things start to get interesting. But this next level is our doors and switches tutorial. When we hit that switch that I just hit right there, it makes doors change directions. And that one's a permanent switch. You can only hit it once, but there's also temporary switches. We're going to hit that one. I actually forgot to grab this gem over here. Normally I'd grab that on the way. But we are on to the third level. In this level, we are introduced to our second character, which is a giant robot who has some interesting properties as well. He moves a lot slower because he's a lot bigger, but he has a blaster which can be used to break through rocks. So we're going to show that off in just a little bit here. So here's our robot, plays a little cutscene. We can break through rocks with this blaster, and we can also use it to pop the astronaut up on top of the robot, which actually breaks a lot of puzzles. We call that buddy boosting, and that's the main tech we're going to be using throughout this run. So right here at the start, I'm going to do a buddy boost over to the right. That one didn't quite work. Let's try that again. Okay, now we're up there. You can go grab this gem. You're supposed to use these stairs over here to get on top of the robot, but buddy boosting makes it so we don't have to do that. So a lot of skips are made possible through buddy boosting. Now we need to go grab this last gem. I'll try to make a jump right here. It's not too precise, but you do have to be lined up right on the corner. Got it, second try, and then we'll hit that switch, let the robot through, and that's going to be the end of level 4. This game is a blast to play casually. If you haven't checked it out yet and you're interested at all in N64, download a copy and play it on the emulator. It's also really fun co-op. It has a co-op mode, and it's fun to play with a friend. It's fun to figure out all the puzzles. I'm kind of doing lots of spoilers here, but you'll probably not be playing it the same way that I am right now with the buddy boost and all that. Right here, I'm going to do a buddy boost through a wall here, which is kind of cool. And we'll pop up the astronaut and get him to the end. Nice little skip here. This is one of my favorite skips in the game. I'm going to actually juggle the astronaut under an overpass. Got to line it up. Hopefully we can get it. Yeah, we just barely got it there. So if you fall into that toxic waste, you actually die. So that was pretty cool. We were able to juggle him with the blaster underneath the overpass there that would normally knock the astronaut off. That's obviously not the intended way, but it's a pretty cool way that we do as speedrunners to complete this stage radioactive. Now on to connected colors. Here we've got different colored switches. Each of them goes to the corresponding door of the same color. Right here we're going to make a jump that is definitely not intended. Just barely made it there onto that corner to get that gem. And the last gem is inside a rock here. And that is pretty much the end of that level. Next up is Switch Tag Team. One thing I haven't mentioned yet is at the end of each level, there's sort of a 3-second animation that plays when you're warped to the next level. You can skip that with the level select feature that allows you to go to levels that you've unlocked. So the second we hit the end platform, the game registers that we've unlocked that level. I didn't quite buddy boost fast enough, so I couldn't get him up in time. We'll do a quick backup against the wall. And we're back. Over here, we can grab the 3 gems in this level and be on our way. There's 1 gem we gotta grab inside this rock here, and then I'll do a circle jump up here to get this last one. Didn't quite go far enough that time, but we'll get it second try. Okay, maybe third try. Alright, so that is the end of Switch Tag Team. Again, a big chunk of that level was cut out through buddy boosting, which is just nice. Same right here, we'll buddy boost over to the right to grab this gem. And come over here, and we're going to clear out a path for the astronaut to come through later. You'll see what I mean in a bit. I'm going to come over to this switch here to let the robot through. Just like that. And clear out the last piece of rock right there so we can get through this tunnel. There's one gem in the tunnel, hit the yellow switch to let the robot through, and then grab one more gem right here on our way to the finish. Alrighty, on to moving platforms. So here we're introduced to a new type of switch that actually makes these platforms move. And stepping on the switch will basically make them reverse direction until they hit the end of their rail. Oh, I wasn't actually supposed to do that. Now I can get on. So we'll go grab this gem over here. And we're just kind of alternating with the robot off and on that switch to make these platforms move. Right here, we're going to buddy boost. And then clear out a path. And jump to this last gem before we go to the end of the astronaut as well. Okay, on to Spiral. This is one of the longer levels in the game. It sort of has a tricky mechanic here where this track, or this moving platform will just go backwards in whatever direction it was going as it spins around that main island there. And right here I'm going to go for a kind of hard way of getting these last gems, but it does save about 5 seconds. Nice little buddy boost there, but while you switch the character who's on the switch, it's kind of hard to explain that in real time, but it's a tough thing to pull off, and I just did it pretty well. So that is the fastest way of getting those 3 gems and getting to the end. Now here we get a nice long ride around the island before we jump on with the astronaut and go to the end. So that level is definitely the longest. It's kind of the auto-scroller of this game just because you gotta wait for that platform to go all the way around. Okay, on to Loop Around. The reason this is called Loop Around is because you have to loop all the way around the map, as I will show you right here. The unfortunate thing is there's actually a skip we use in any percent to skip straight to the end, but we can't use that in 100% because we have to go all the way over here and grab this gem over here, which only the robot can grab inside this rock. The good thing is though, we can restart level as soon as we grab it. The game will save our progress, and then we can do the any percent skip to get to the end, which is what I just did right there, which is our first wall clip. Basically, you just push the astronaut into a corner with the robot at a certain angle, and it will clip them right through the wall, and that allowed us to go straight to the end, which is kind of cool. That's not the last wall clip you'll see in this run. We'll use it quite a bit in the later stages. Right here we're going to do something the developers never really intended you to get up to this 3rd level here, but if you get up on top of this switch with both characters and then buddy boost, you can sort of clip them up into the 3rd level, and then we can make this jump right here to get to this gem. This saves a bunch of time, and we can go straight, start this cycle, and let the robot through, and then get back onto this platform, and go set up the robot in this location, grab the 3rd gem, and head to the finish. And that saves having to go around that moving platform with both characters. You have to do a few more cycles. It's a pretty big skip there. On to Canyon. Here we're going to do a different way of getting up to the 3rd level, which is to jump up on top of the robot as he's rising up on that switch there. And then we can go jump and get that gem. Grab this one, get back onto the yellow, and then hit this big yellow switch over here to let the astronaut across. Grab a gem inside that rock. Hit this. There's a lot of moving parts to some of these levels. It just becomes second nature though as you learn to speedrun it. But yeah, this track here, block track, is extremely difficult to figure out actually in a casual playthrough. I still to this day don't actually know how to complete it in the way that the developers intended you to complete it, but we're going to do a sort of tricky jump. It's probably the hardest jump in the run so far, where we're gonna first take the robot to the end, and now we're gonna make a jump around this corner and barely hit the corner of that moving platform just in time. And we got it first try. Nicely done. That buddy boost didn't quite work there. We just gotta spam a bit faster, I guess. Got it that time. And we're gonna make a jump here over to this corner. Grab that gem, and again, we're skipping most of the puzzle the way you're supposed to do it. But it still works. We're gonna do a wall clip right here to get the astronaut inside this tunnel here where we grab the gem, and then we'll go to the end. Alright, this level actually has a pretty new strat that was just found. It says this is all based on cycles, and there's a 0 cycle that we found that saves about 6 seconds. We'll see if I can get it here. It's really tight. I think I already kind of missed it. But basically you would get that last gem that I just got and land back on the moving platform up there at the top. It's super tight. My movement wasn't quite clean enough to get it there. But I have hit it in a run once. Looking forward to implementing that into the 100% world record when I grind for that in the future. But as of right now, the world record does not have that strat. Alright. This one has sort of a weird wall clip here where we have to sort of wiggle back and forth to get him to clip through. Saw him clip through just for a second there. There we go. Got him through. But again, this level is called Switch Maze, but we skip most of the maze because of that clip right there. We can just kind of go straight to the end. Buddy boost here to get over this barrier and let the robot through. And then we just got to go and clean up and get a few gems over here to finish out the level. The run has been flying by so far. We only have 2 levels left after this one. So things have been going pretty well so far. This one's called Robot Razor. We're gonna come grab this gem over here with a buddy boost in the corner. It's easier to do buddy boost in the corner, obviously, because you don't have a limited runway. I missed the gem there. You can take as long as you want to spam until you get up on top. We're going to let the robot up here, slide down this nice ramp here, and as soon as we hit this green switch here, we just started a cycle and we need to try to make it back in time. So we're going to come over here on top of this red brick here, then we can step off with the astronaut and try to get over, and we made it with plenty of time. Now we're going to do a quick buddy boost here, and we're going to use a death warp. This is the only place that we used. Oh wow, I fell. Okay, that's great. So we'll still end up using the death warp, but we're going to lose a cycle here because I fell off the top, and that was kind of dumb. We'll buddy boost up there, and actually I'm going to try to do a backup here where you can barely make this jump. Yeah, I didn't quite get it. And that probably shouldn't have gone for that because now we missed another cycle. But yeah, this level is pretty hard. It's right at the end of the run. I actually shouldn't have failed it. I was on top. But here's what I meant to do: is we make that cycle first try and then death warp back to the end platform. And there we go. Alright, we're on to the last level though. This one's called Time to Leave, and we only need to get the astronaut to the end in this level. The robot is going to get left behind. He was just a mining robot that was left behind on this planet, and unfortunately he is just going to get left there. Didn't quite make that jump here. But we'll go over here, and this jump right here is definitely not intended, but this is a way of getting to the end platform. It skips most of the puzzle. And just turn our camera at the last second. Hopefully I can get it here. Third try. Third try is a charm. There we go. Alright, we just step off this switch to get the last gem. If we can movement properly. Okay, there we go. And time is going to stop when it fades to black, which is going to be in about 3 seconds. Approximately. There we go. That is time. Okay, because we 100%ed the game, we unlocked the secret ending, which with this screen will say range home with cargo, which means I lied. We are actually going to be able to take the robot home with you. If you don't 100% the game, you don't have enough fuel to take the robot home, and he just sits there looking sad, We did manage to bring him home though, so congrats to us. But that is Telocation Gemini, 100%. If you haven't tried it yet, I would definitely recommend giving it a casual playthrough with a friend. Like I said, the co-op mode is great. And if you want even more, you can come join the speedrunning Discord. We'd be happy to have you. Always looking for new runners to help optimize some of these categories. So thank you to InstaSpeedathon, and happy to be the last run of the day today.
Excellent. Well, thank you very much for taking part. Apologies for the tech issues earlier, and apologies to everyone for all the tech issues that we've had today. These things happen. These things do tend to happen a bit. I tried trying something new, and I thought Cloudflare's RTMP might work better than Microsoft Azure, but it seems that there's still some kinks to iron out from there even as well. So I'll try and iron some things out by tomorrow anyway. But anyway, that's nothing we need to worry about tonight. In any case, thank you for taking part today. I really hope you have enjoyed it, and hope everyone has enjoyed today's runs as well. Don't forget, of course, you can also donate to the Tiltify page whilst we're offline. Anything that's donated offline, I will, of course, be reading them out in the morning. However, that is the last run of the day. I am going to make a little outro before we finish as well, so please be sure to stay in the chat for a bit, and then I will put my face cam on and all that stuff and just say goodbye. But yeah, so don't forget, you can also donate to Tiltify as always, even when we're off stream, and there's also the other revenue streams that you can donate to as well. So Jake, do you have any final words you'd like to say before we finish?
I think that's about it. Try out the game and join the speedrunning Discord. That's all I can say. So thanks again for having me, and I'll be back next year or next event. Yeah.
Next event. Yes, next event. We're not just one event a year. Right. Remember that. Anyway, thank you for taking part, and we'll see you again soon.
Sounds good.